The theme of the week around here has been that there's an infinite number of ways to design and build a thing. A notion that if you think about it too hard and too long will really freeze you up. When I set out to create a t-shirt for the studio, a screen printed t-shirt, I assumed that I would make the whole run myself. Because if there is a theme to my practice, it's that there is value in designing and building things yourself. That's one way to make a t-shirt. Another way is to sit down at a web browser and with 20 clicks or so have a t-shirt magically produced by faceless people, mostly soulless machines, in who knows where. A third way, and one I'm making happen later today, is to build a relationship with a local business like Babylon Burning in San Francisco, get to know and collaborate with a group of folks who are masters at their craft and have a wonderful shirt made that in the end supports not only this studio, but a group of artists doing great work. So this week's Design and Build is one shirt, 3 ways. Struggling mightily to get a clean set of poles. I just ran 6 shirts, 2 of them might pass muster. A couple small problems. The big problem is clearly that the white ink is so thick and goopy. I suspect the solution might be to thin the white ink. But what do I know? I am going to Babylon this afternoon, and I will seek advice and try this again tomorrow.
Well, yeah, next year we turn 50. I got it from an old owner. Actually, a guy that made that original sign right there. This guy, Steve Patton. He started it in the 70s. And then I worked for him when I was like a teenager. Then I went and did a whole bunch of stuff, and then I came back. They were on Valencia Street, then moved to 2nd Street, and then after the earthquake, we moved to Columbus Street. There's the street sign right there. So 3 years ago, we had a fire. It burned us out. We lost so much. We had no building, and we were just like working basically out of my van for like probably 6 months. And then we found this place. This screen room is great too, because we only had like this little area like underneath the stairs, and now we have like this full screen room, which is rad. It's an amazing building. It's so great.
Still a little bit in there. Our special blue in there.
David. Heading to home. You're here.
Before I launch into attempt number 2 with these shirts, a little side mission. When the job benefits from it, I like to cover the workbench with paper, so would like to put a paper dispenser at the end of the bench. Been meaning to do it for a long time. Should be fairly straightforward. The inner diameter of this roll of paper is surprisingly small, but I luckily found a piece of rebar that just fits, so it's a matter of designing some brackets to hold it in the right spot down here. Oh no, that wants to be a radius. That wants to be a radius. Yeah. Now that I've made one of these, I have to make another one. Sometimes I do miss the digital world where one can duplicate and mirror. Memberships have become an important dynamic in the day-to-day of this little channel. I'm doing at least monthly studio sessions in which I work in the studio and answer questions, and I'm really enjoying them. Check them out if you are interested. And a big thank you to all my members, and a special thank you to these folks. Oh, shoot. Design flaw. I'll have to install it and then put this on. Design solution. Here at Muppet Labs, these are the steps I've taken to hopefully improve the white pass. I purchased a new ink that came highly recommended. I thinned it a little bit with a reducer. I've mixed it heavily to smooth it out. I will warm it up. I purchased a more rigid squeegee with a sharper edge, and I've increased the gap between the screen and the platen by a couple mil. Yeah, that's it. And my fingers are crossed. It's better. Not bad. Well, moderate success. I pulled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 15 of 100. The white screen is starting to become problematic. It's breaking down, the white's bleeding through the edges, the white's building up around the edges. Not sure, I will investigate. But all of it means I'm gonna need to clean these, maybe rework the screen for the white background, and take another stab at it tomorrow. Kind of like that one. Create new product. Design something new. Black t-shirt. Upload image. Done. If a good example of learning by doing is ever needed, look no further than this little project. Start number 3. If I did this another 5 times, I would probably have it figured out. I had to repaint all 3 screens because the water-based screen filler is being eaten away by the cleaner used for the Plastisol ink. I've taped them to make cleanup easier, requiring less cleaning fluid. While I was taping this one, I stabbed the letter D with an X-Acto. So D's a little broken. Maybe I can fix that after the fact. Post-production t-shirt repair. I have 23 shirts to go, and boy do I hope that this setup works well enough that I can make it through them and not have to set this up again. Here we go. Just in case things go sideways from here, I have to show you where I am 6 shirts in, and I've got what is darn close to a perfect pull. The last t-shirt. And just like that, I've got one shirt made 3 ways. The t-shirt itself is exactly the same between the 3, and the qualities contained in the print are actually more varied than I expected. The heat press version is perfectly fine. The image is fairly soft. The pigment's not terribly opaque. The version from Babylon Burning is pure precision. It's sharp as a tack, and the ink and colors are vivid and solid. And I do believe that in mine are some admirable qualities that come from the lack of precision of my hand-painted screens and somewhat primitive technique. It has some nice character. All 3 of these shirts are now available on the Cinodrome company store, findable on the channel page under the shop link. The Studio and Babylon version are priced in a support the studio kind of way. The heat press version has standard t-shirt pricing, though even standard t-shirts aren't too cheap these days, which is why I've included in the store launch what you really want anyway, the Cinodrome. Comes with a couple stickers too.